Well, it's Michael with Birch Bark Outdoors. Just wanted to come to you and say, finally got a video coming here. I'm headed over to my buddy Justin's house, who the other day we set up our first official traps of the year. Started small, but today hopefully we're going to get at least one more set for a weasel. Put that in. May or may not pull or change my setup for the otter. That's to be figured out. See, but as of right now I've got one weasel box. Well, it's Justin's weasel box. Then I've got my Fisher box out, and with a 160 with the main for our link exclusion boxes. We have to have those, so I've got the big box designed for that. Of the two types we can have, I got the big one. For the first time ever, I put in a 220 for an otter set in the river. First water set I've ever done under the ice. So no idea. Tons of mink sign in there in that area. So I would not be shocked at all to have a mink in there. Would not be shocked at all that there's just nothing. It got really cold for at least Maine in December, and we had like 7 below, 9 below. And well, the water set is it's on a brook. It's moving water. However, the trap itself is under the ice, and there's some really shallow water that was open that the otter could come in and actually go under the ice. But I'm afraid that with it got as cold as it did, I'm worried that froze up. So the otter was already in there, or froze up, so the otter can't get in there, and might be back open now that it's warm and the water moving. But if an otter did get in there, I'm worried that the ice actually got thick enough to get down to my trap, because there wasn't quite enough, not quite enough open water to get a 330 and get the springs under the water. Here in Maine, we have to have the trap completely submerged, and just the 330, just a hair of that spring would, the spring itself, not even the trap, but the spring, was just enough out of the water that I just didn't feel comfortable. And on top of it, if it did freeze, it would freeze into the ice and not fire. So I have no idea what to expect, no clue. But cutting through town right now to get to Justin's property. So once I get there, we'll get you caught up to speed. Alright, it's Michael with Birch Bark Outdoors out on the trap line. And I've hiked in, and about 20 yards from our first set, it's Justin's weasel box. So grab my bag and let's walk in. It's a boggy area. See tracks all over here of scars. I'm setting it. Alright, it's right up over here. We'll not be able to get to the spot in the spring, that's for sure. Alright. Looking.
I don't see any footprints though. So let's see what happens. Huh, interesting. Trap is fired. And there's, looks like mouse poop all over in there on the chicken. So, I had originally heard to set it this way. I think I'm going to flip it and see what happens. So, let's see here. Trap definitely fired. Okay. So, I had been told to put that yellow trigger on by the chicken. But I am going to put it on this side and see what happens. But looking at all those fecal matter, that looks like mouse. But I am not an expert, so we will set this and see what happens. I'm going to take a picture for Justin actually on my phone. Let's put it back there. Pound house back over it. Alright, first trap checked. I fired, had activity. So we're doing something right. But not quite the outcome desired. But anyway, I've got a little long call bait up there, so I'll rebait and head out of here, or the spot. All right, a little winded since the last check on the weasel box. Ended up having to go all the way back to the truck because where I parked blocked an excavator. So I had to go move my truck so the excavator could get repaired a hose line, hydraulic hose line. So I had to go all the way back out of the woods, which isn't that bad. Then walk through all the snow and everything to get back down here. It isn't that bad. It's just carrying all this stuff and being out of shape is it's a workout. Anyways, over here in this blowdown over here is where I have the fisher box. So you'll get a look when I get there and see if it's sprung or what is going on there. Anyways, I'm gonna leave Justin's other weasel box back there and walk in. Let's see. Looking for any kind of fresh tracks. I don't see any fresh tracks. There's the box. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I don't see any tail. Looks like it's still set. No activity. So let's see here. Let's see what we can see. Learn anything or not. Alright. Look where the entrance is. The baffles. The baffle's right here. I put a little line, you can see it right there. That's 19 inches from the baffle. So state law says we have to have 18. So I have that as a safety, so I'm back there. But from here back is my buffer. And the bait's back here. So let's see what may or may not have happened. Well, trap is free. Conning pan's still set. Looks like all the bait is still there. I don't see any mouse signs or nothing. Alright, well, nothing here, so going to freshen up the call scent and we'll see what happens. Alright, made it back to the otter set, and I am not sure. There was some kind of activity here because things have changed here. There's a corn cob, a bunch of wood shavings that weren't there before, and then there is a shiner right there on the ice. And if I look at my trap where it's all frozen in, there's a big air bubble in there. Can't see anything, but we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna set my phone down and set the camera up. Let's see what we...
Oh, I like this view.
I'm on camera.
You want it?
I'm on camera. Alright, so it's not as frozen up as I thought it might be. Alright.
You're back.
See, it never froze up again. Alright, let's see here. Don't think it fired. Try not to break my... Let's see here. I think it fired, actually. That fired. I don't see anything in there. Get that out of the way. We got fur. We've got something. I don't think it's an otter. I think I got a mink. Dude! Dude! We did it! We did it! Holy Hail Mary! We have an otter. Oh! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I have an otter. Wow. That's amazing. I gotta... Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. My first and only underwater set ever. First check. First check. And I get an otter. Oh, holy crap. Oh my gosh. It's not a big one. It's not a big otter. But I got an otter. Alright, I gotta get this thing open, get this thing dried off before it gets frozen. So I had to take a minute and call or update a couple buddies. Had to call Justin, the landowner. They got me out here and let him know he's pumped. And had a message and sent a video and stuff to Carl, who's been my kind of my trap mentor. Haven't actually physically trapped with a guy before, but he shared a lot of wealth and a lot of information to me. So I am just tickled pink. I can't believe this. This is just something I've never seen heard of before for me. Anyways, I'm just dumbfounded. Anyways, as you can see, it's just this river. I'm actually standing on ice right now, but there's just this pool. I don't know how deep it gets over in there, but there's a small little channel. I tried to get a 330 in there, could not get a 330, so we monkeyed around with it the other day. But we got the, you see, put in a little dive, open water for diving. So they were probably up here playing on the ice Monday, and it's Wednesday morning right now. And anyways, we have 3-day checks. So today I had to check it today. Today was the last day it could come out. But anyways, it came up here, got it, went right down that dive thing, right into that trap. Like textbook from everything I know. But I'm blown away. I have it right up here on shore. You can see. Right. That's a beautiful otter. Rubbed it in the snow to get that water off. So, that actually might be a nutsack. I'm not really sure. Not otters. I would say that's probably a penis. So, looks like I might have got myself a male otter. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyways, I got my gauntlets, so Now's the hard part, is getting this thing set back in here and baited again. So really nothing to the baiting part. It's, I don't even know if I should need to bait it. I don't try, just put another minnow on it. But just put a minnow on it, put it right back in that little channel so it's all submerged, and let the trap do its job, and see if we get another one on here. Because now I look at it, you can see a couple scuff marks out there. So some of those are actually deer, so that might not actually be otter, but definitely had to be otter up here because there's the corn and a minnow, and then there's no way a minnow got topside on ice up here. It looked like a smelt, so there's no way a smelt would be up here unless an otter was up here. Sorry, I can't answer. I got my hands on the trap. Alright. It would have been smart though. Put the bait on. Right. How the heck did he do this? That's what we did. Had to pull a little harder. Ah! That was the same problem we had last time too. Gotta pay attention to like 5 different things. Whoop. Okay. Last time, it works better if we do it this way. Okay. Well, safeties are falling off on their own, apparently. Here. There we go. Helps these. she swiveled on me. It's in there. Okay, so just a quick video to basically explain how I did the remake. I get to see a little, I videotaped it. I don't know how it came out, my fat butt in it, but anyways, so the 220 is on this stick here. Then there's a stick going that way. That's my stabilizer. So this is my swivel stick. That's my stabilizer stick, and that's just a stick to keep that steady. It's a little closer than I'd like, but I have a dive spot because it's only right up here in the crossover. It's only inches deep, so otter can't get underneath that ice. So they'd be on the surface, so they have to come here. So they can only go down in that spot. So hopefully next time otter will come in, go right in there, and it puts you right into a big rock just on that side right there. So once they go in, they underneath, they're forced to go right there. I did put a minnow on it, a dead minnow on the triggers to entice them to eat, to go through the jaws. But it's a channel right into it, so I wouldn't have thought it worked, but proof it does. So anyways, I gotta drag this guy out of here. Got a little ways to get out of here, but it's all uphill, unfortunately. But it's gonna be a fun drag for a change. Anyway, gotta get out of here. Well, just got back from trapping. Haven't got inside yet. Just a lot of emotions. Trapping is something I've wanted to get into for a number of years, and I've dabbled with. Done coyote trapping, I've done raccoon trapping. I'd love to say I was trying bobcat and all that, but never caught a bobcat. Last year I tinkered the first time with trying to set out a fisher trap, and I did a 120 trap for fisher. The last check I did on that trap last year, December or 31st of last year, last legal day, found that the trap had sprung. There's fur in it. Looked like it was probably a fisher, but because I made a slight mistake in setting the trap actually got wedged with the jaws open and never caught it. So my history with trapping hasn't really flourished yet. This year with life situations, I wasn't able to bow hunt. I wasn't able to deer hunt, any type of hunting. I was frustrated because it even affected bear hunting, because bear trapping, because if I got a bear, there was no way for me to dispatch it. I mean, I guess you could try to choke it out. I don't know. Black bear seems not like the first animal to pick to try to choke out
you know, a bear, but the catch pole. So that kind of went to the wayside. So can't do coyotes or any foothold traps. Because once again, well, I could, but you would have to use dispatch with the catch pole. I thought about it with the catch pole, and I just couldn't do it. Plus the time, how many times trips up and around, and it just amount of days traps actually getting to sit in the soil and everything just didn't make sense. So now that we got ice and I can do some water sets with the otter and beaver, decided to try it. It's a small piece of me that I haven't got to use since last year. So I got to do that. And with all the things that have gone against me this year, of all the bad luck or whatever you want to call it, all the things, all the people have been out there to get me, it felt really good to be in the woods. And when I got to that otter trap and I saw that air bubble, like, I couldn't believe it. I was still in disbelief. I'm like, I know that air bubble's there because I caught something. Air doesn't just come out of nowhere. And when I put my handle of my hatchet into there and I swung around, I wasn't feeling that trap anywhere. I was like, nah. Just a disbelief. And then when I found it, it had got taken out and, you know, moved around the swivel stick, and realized that there's some fur. Even then, still couldn't wrap my head around the fact that it actually could have been an otter. Saw fur and only saw the top of its head initially, so I'm like, oh, I got a muskrat. And then I saw that there's some dark fur and mixed with light fur, and I was like, oh, maybe it's bigger than a muskrat. No, not really muskrat area, but well, maybe this is a mink. And then I pull it over, or got a hold of the trap and started pulling it out, and it just took me by surprise. As you obviously see in the video, I was pretty excited. I'm still very excited, just in disbelief, but now the emotions of, like, the odds of that, just everything, finally something went my way. Something actually went according to plan. I put that silly trap in there with Justin Sunday, and we kind of busted our butts a little bit to get that in there. We tried getting a 330 to fit in that little channel, and we couldn't get it to work. And then we tried that 220, and that 220, we fired that thing off. I don't know how many times. Got my hand in it once. It was a circus. It's an old Bridger 220, and it's definitely not a great trap. I bought it used at a I don't even know what kind of store, that Trading Post up north. There's a whole rack of them. I'm like, I'll buy one. I'll buy one of these. It's $5. It's used. I actually still had the tag from the trapper that owned it. I should look that person up and see. I still have that tag, so I put my tag on this trap, so it's legal for me. But I'm not completely broken. I'm not broken. I can still find joy. And there's still a lot I can do. I still have the ability to find joy, make my own joy. Life isn't over. As Valhalla can wait kind of thing goes. Look it up if you don't know, if you're not aware of what that is or anything. Look up that and kind of what that means. Been some dark days. So today, having something go my way, very special. Anyway, thank you for watching. I don't even know if I'm going to air this part, but for anybody that's going through what I'm going through right now, they say there's hope. And you just got to find these small victories like this. And hope we can get through. Just hopefully my luck's changing in multiple ways. Because I could use some good luck this next week or two. Thanks for watching.